Welcome to another episode of the Unapologetic Entrepreneur. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing great. It's that time again. That's right, Friday at 5. Guys, if you like what you hear, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe up here in the corner or in that corner over there. Just scan the QR code. We're going to get into it today. See, you heard it 1,000 times. I love this phrase. Today, we're going to discuss it. It's on hoodies. It's on the walls in gym. You know, those of you that are in school, you see it, or work out in the gym, you see this everywhere. It's plastered. All right. Everywhere. It's just plastered. Never quit. Right? Never quit. That's what you hear. And today, I'm going to challenge that thought. Because never quit sounds great on a t-shirt. But what if you're following a bad strategy? What if your mentor, you're paying, doesn't actually know what he's doing? What if you spent 3 years bleeding money because somebody keeps whispering that your next breakthrough is right around the corner? Here's what nobody talks about and nobody dares to tell you. There's a difference between quitting on your dream and quitting on the one thing that keeps you moving and going. There's a difference between quitting on a strategy and quitting on your dream. So let me ask you something. And actually, I want you to sit with it a minute. How many entrepreneurs are failing because they refuse to quit? And how many are failing because they're still listening to someone they should have quit listening to years ago? Let's talk about that. Today, we're going to talk about never quit. I believe that that's terrible advice. And on today's episode of the Unapologetic Entrepreneur, I'm going to tell you why I believe that's terrible advice. Let's get into it. Once again, hello. Let's see who's on the chat line. If anybody's out there, guys, feel free to say hello. Hey, hi, my yacht. How you doing? Oh, man, it's going to be a good one today. I'm going to challenge the whole phrase of never quit. Don't forget, in order to interact, you have to say something so I could post it up. And you're free to ask questions. I'm going to be talking about this, so I'm going to be checking the chat to make sure that I cover most, if not all, the questions that I ask. But as I said before, we are going to be talking about this beautiful phrase today. That phrase is never quit. I believe that's terrible advice. That's right. You heard me say it. Terrible advice. What's going on, Coach Mark Tarolia? I can't wait to hear what you got to say about this. So, as I was saying in my intro, never quit sounds like something nice to put in a t-shirt. But today I'm going to challenge that thought. And I'm going to start with my very first point. I never quit. I'm going to give you some points today. When does persistence become stupidity? When does it become stupidity? Where's that fine line? Ah, man. So I'm going to talk about quitting, but let's talk about quitting on the strategy and not the dream. I think sometimes people get that confused. See, a lot of people think changing direction means they failed. Like if they pivot, they're admitting defeat. Sometimes you have to pivot. Even your GPS, shout out to Carla, even your GPS reroutes you. See, a GPS doesn't have emotions. Why do you? Why are you letting it drive your emotions? Sometimes you have to change direction. See, you can keep the destination and just change the vehicle. The dream can stay. It's only the route that changes. So when somebody tells me, this is how I feel when somebody tells me, I've been doing the same thing for 4+ years and it's not working, but hey, I'm not a quitter. I'm going to be honest with them. Maybe you're not persistent. Maybe you're just stubborn. It's not that you're not persistent, it's just that you're stubborn. Sometimes you just need change. See, persistence is learning, measuring, adjusting, and continuing. You keep going, but you keep getting smarter. Stubbornness is doing the same thing over and over because your ego won't let you admit that it isn't working. People stay stuck in the same companies for the longest amount of time because of ego. Because their ego is going to get crushed. It might just be that the company isn't working. Why not pivot? Ask yourself honestly, is that company or strategy actually measurable, giving you measurable results? Ask yourself, what have you changed in the last 90 days? Are you still going because there's evidence or because you're embarrassed to stop? Are you being loyal to a mission? Or are you being loyal to a method? Because winners don't quit on missions. Winners quit on strategies. You have to know the difference. Let's see. Oh, I got to keep my eye over here just in case something pops up. See, it's okay to quit on a strategy. Maybe the product isn't the problem. Who knows? Maybe it's the marketing. Maybe your business idea isn't wrong. Maybe you're just in the wrong market. Maybe the opportunity is great and it's not the activity that's the issue. So if your opportunity is great, are you producing the right activity? Maybe that's it. See, we take the word quit and we believe that we're just talking about quitting everything. And that's not what we're saying. Don't burn the whole dream down because the first blueprint didn't work. Continue being persistent, but know when it's time to pivot and go in a different direction. Because if you don't, once the signs are there, it could be considered stupidity. See, throughout when I first started thinking about writing about this to actually come on the show and talk about it, a few people questioned, why would you talk people into quitting? And I said, because I feel that people are quitting on everything. They're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. And that's not the case. Sometimes you just have to quit on doing certain things, quit on certain companies. That doesn't mean your idea is wrong. Maybe you just have to pivot and move to something better. Maybe it's time to throw out the blueprint and pick up a new one. We have to really think about our positions as entrepreneurs. I'm going to give you a second point. Oh, and they're going to get tough. Some of these are going to sting. Would you hire your coach to actually run your business? I want you to ask yourself that. Some people are paying for coaching. Some of these entrepreneurship opportunities come with coaching. I want you to ask yourself if you were allow them to run your business. I mean, from beginning to end, use your bank account, your money, everything. When I say run your business, I mean it all. Would you hire them? Ask yourself this question. Who gave your coach permission to coach you? Who gave them permission? Okay. That part might make you feel a little uncomfortable. And if it does, good. These days, especially in social media, this might sting a bit. These days, anybody can slap on a label and call themselves coach, mentor, consultant, guru, strategist. I have one simple question. One simple question. When people slap on these labels, what is that based on? What makes you a coach, a mentor, a consultant, a guru? Based on what? Now, I'm not attacking coaching, guys. I want you to understand this. I'm not attacking coaching. See, here, the right mentor can help you collapse time, can help you avoid 5 years of pain and horror and waste of money. They can collapse that by showing you the right way to do it. So I'm not attacking that. But before you pick a mentor, that's right, you. That's right, you. You need to do your homework because you have to know, what is that based on? Where did they get this label from? Is it self-proclaimed or was it given? Because there's a difference. And sometimes you hear people say self-proclaimed champion. That means they gave themselves that. Or is someone else saying that about you? Are they giving you that title? You're a coach, you're a strategist, you're a guru. Because there's a fine line. You need to have the evidence in order to consider yourself that. So I'm going to give you some points right now. In our organization, we call it ETA. However, I was able to change some questioning for you guys that are looking for coaches, strategists, people that are going to help you. I want you to ask them these 5 simple questions. And I'm not going to make them come up, but when you rewatch the video, you'll be able to see them. Here's question number 1. Have they actually done the thing they're teaching you? Ask them that. Have you actually done the thing that you are telling me to do? That answer better be yes. Now, ask them this. Can you show me results beyond your income. Show me results beyond your income. Are there other entrepreneurs or students that are actually winning or just consistently buying the next thing from you, especially if you're paying for mentorship? Is there any proof of concept? You can ask them that. They should be able to answer these questions. Here's another one. Does their advice hold up outside of their personal brand? Are they living what they're saying? Can you see that? And here's a very important one. One of the reasons why I have the coach and coaches that I have, this is one that's really big to me. Can they admit when they don't know something? Or are they a know it all? They have every answer. Can they admit when they're wrong? Are they able to show that they're human? Because no one's perfect. No one gets it right all the time. But can they admit that? To me, that's a very important one. And here's where it makes some people feel real uncomfortable. If somebody's main business success comes from teaching people how to be successful in business, I want to know what successful business they have built before they started teaching. Have they walked through, based on the first question, have they walked through every step that they're telling you to do? Can they show you that success? Can they show you what they have built? Is there a model? Or is it something they just picked up in a book? I want you to make sure that you don't confuse charisma with competence. Some people are naturally charismatic. So don't confuse charisma with competence. Somebody talking loud, saying the right thing, doesn't make them the right match for you. The following isn't proof. If they have a bunch of followers online, that doesn't mean that that's proof. The luxury car isn't proof. The stage that they stand on isn't proof. Don't take life-changing advice from someone whose whole resume is motivational content. They need to have proof. Do your homework. And then ask yourself, would you hire your business coach to actually run your business? When I thought about this, I said, absolutely. Because everything that I've been taught is leading me in the right direction. The only thing that stopped me is myself. So I feel I'm on the right path. Are you? Let's check this. Let's check what's going on in. Einstein said doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is insanity. Yes, ma'am. 100% correct. Love it. Thank you. Absolutely. Leads me to my next point. Let's go to the next one. Are you following your mentor because you're producing results or because they make you feel good? Are you? I can tell you right now, my mentor doesn't always make me feel good. I'm following because of results. Are you doing the same? See, your coach can't outwork your laziness. Your coach cannot outwork your personal laziness. Think about that for a minute. Let that sink for a minute. Now, don't walk away thinking it's all your coach's fault. Remember, when you point the finger at one person, there's three pointing back. It's not your coach's fault. That's too easy. Let me flip this back on you. Some entrepreneurs have an incredible mentor and they still fail. Why? It's real simple because they don't execute. They simply don't execute. That's the main reason why they fail, even when they have a great mentor. You have bought all the courses, guys. Think about this. You have bought all the courses. You've gone to all the masterminds, all the books, all the coaching, all the conferences. Why isn't this working? Why isn't it working? It's because of you. You have to take extreme ownership. Great book, by the way. You have to take extreme ownership over that because you're making these decisions. You're driving the car. What you have officially done is become a professional student. Learning feels productive. It feels safe. You get to feel like you're moving. These are all emotions. You get to feel like you're moving forward without ever facing a rejection. So, what do? You go to another seminar, you get another certification. But at some point, you actually have to go and sell something. You have to do it. You have to do it. You have to actually execute. You have to put action behind it. So let me say this with a lot of love. You don't need another coaching session. You need to go do what the last coach already told you to do. Get off your assets. That was close. That was close. Go out there, get rejected, get beat up a little. You know what you gain with that? Experience. You got to ask yourself, did you finish the assignment? Did you make the calls? Did you follow up? Did you follow the system? Did you track your activity? Did you stay consistent long enough to even know if it works? All this while I was writing made me think and made me check off on my checklist. Am I doing the right things? So I'm actually talking to you guys and I'm talking to myself. This is a check, a reflection. This is how you know whether it's time to quit on your strategy. Let's hear that clearly. On your strategy. Before you say something doesn't work, give it your all. Because you can't really say the system didn't work when you actually didn't even work it. So here's the line. Before you fire your coach or quit on your coach or quit on yourself, make sure your coach shouldn't be firing you for laziness, for not following through, for not being consistent, for not staying in the paint, for not following direction. Most importantly, we can sum all that up with one word: for not being coachable. Because it's before you blame the coach, you better make sure that you were coachable and you did everything. You crossed all your T's, dotted all your I's. Because this, at the end of the day, is up to you. Let's see what's going on in the chat. What's going on, Ezra? How you doing, Heather? Good evening. Guys, remember, once you write something, I'm able to see it. If you're watching, I don't see you until you say something. So be vocal. Feel free to chime in. I would love to hear what you feel or think about the topic. It's kind of interesting to see what other people think about what you're talking about. Let me give you number 4. How long are you supposed to keep believing in something the numbers say isn't working? Hmm. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see what's in the chat. I think something popped up. It might even be the same thing. When results aren't happening, how do you determine whether the problem is your coach's guidance or your own execution? Well, did you dot your I's and cross your T's? Did you do everything your coach told you to do? Then it might not even be your coach. It might not even be execution. Here's what I'm going to tell you it might be the strategy. Maybe you're executing, you're following everything your coach said. It might be time for a new strategy. See, your coach even knows when to pivot. Because, like I said before, they're human, they don't have it all. They don't have all the answers. But you know what you can do? Collaborate and see the strategy. And if you're tracking everything, you'll be able to see where the holes are. Tracking is very important. So that was a good question, Cherry. Hope that answered it. But I'm also heading into that. How long are you supposed to keep believing in something if the numbers say it isn't working? Because the numbers don't lie. See, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. They don't. They tell you exactly what it is. We just ignore the red flags. We ignore them altogether. So I hope that answered your question. I want you guys to think about this. Every time you're working in entrepreneurship, they tell you just one more, the next one, your breakthrough's coming, your breakthrough's coming. I'm going to challenge that thought today too. Quit being addicted to the next breakthrough. This one's going to get a little more psychological, if you would. See, entrepreneurs get addicted to hope. They get addicted to hope. The next opportunity, the next program, the next guru, the next system. Every 6 months, it's the same thing. It's gonna be this one. You get addicted to hope, and that can be dangerous because what ends up happening to some of these people is they keep consistently switching direction, which gives you, the entrepreneur, the illusion of movement. One of the things that I love about my mentorship is that they tell us when we start something, it's going to take a minimum of 90 days to see something that you planted today. But that's if you're consistent. That's if you're actually moving and working and doing all the things that are told to you. If you're following the blueprint, at least 90 days. Some people switch in 2 days. Oh, this didn't work. Oh, I'm going to put out some Facebook ads, put on some ad spend. Nobody's clicking. Oh, this doesn't work. Panic. Panic sits in. Can't do that. So you switch to the next one. You hope that this one will work. You just keep switching and switching and switching. I'm telling you, mentorship is so important and coaching. Please do your homework before you select a coach, because that can actually ruin your business. Picking the wrong coach can actually ruin your business, especially if they're just leading you from one thing to the next thing to the next thing and you're just moving along with it. Here's the dangers of switching around. You feel busy, but you're just moving in a hamster wheel. That doesn't mean that you're going anywhere. What if you're following somebody that has 7 businesses, 5 mentors, 3 sales systems, 2 unfinished books, and 0 mastery in any? You know what you call someone like that? That is somebody that is good at everything, but is not a master on anything. There's no mastery. There's a saying, a person that's somebody that wears many hats but is master of none. Is that what you want to be following? See, every mentor I've ever had was good at that one thing. Was great, not good, great. And that's why I continue to be coached by them. See, the coach I have right now, he's really strong. He knows a lot about everything, but he's masterful when it comes to building, knowing the human, making them better. I've seen the results. I've lived it. He's a master at one. Best of all, I did this on a different episode. You can also go watch that. He's mentored. So he knows there's room for improvement. That tells me that I'm in the right spot with the right person. Can you say the same thing about your mentor? Please don't tell me if you're in one of these businesses that someone has a mentor in the same business that does the same thing and that's all they have, that you consider that a mentor. See, I know for a fact that my mentor pays for mentorship in different areas of business, not just in the business we're in. That to me is impressive because he's seeing it from different angles. I'm just putting some things out there. Maybe I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. Oh, wait, we got some things going on in the chat. Oh, Ezra seems to agree. All right. Ezra and Heather. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, okay. I guess I'm heading the right direction. I got agreement. That's all I need. All I need is one. If I could reach one person today, I did my job. I did my job. So let me tell you something else that might sting a little bit. You probably don't need another breakthrough. You might just need to do a boring year of, ready for this? Consistency. Another year of consistency. I want to know how many entrepreneurs. I would love to know. Please put in the comments when you watch the replay, when you share it. I want this to be heard. How many know entrepreneurs that have been consistent for more than 5 years in what they're doing? I mean, truly consistent. Their mentors have been truly consistent in what they're doing in order to mentor you to be the same, if not better. That's another question. How many of your mentors want you to be better than them? Oh, I'm going to get to that. I got a whole different point on that one. Maybe what you need is to just be more consistent because success often looks boring. There's nothing, I don't see anybody it's exciting what they do. It looks boring. I mean, constantly making calls, constantly following up, serving other people, tracking numbers, getting better little by little. You do all that and you do it again tomorrow. Seems boring. It's not exciting. But guess what? That's how they get better. That's how they become masterful. So I want you to be honest. Are you just chasing a better opportunity or are you running away from the discipline that your current opportunity demands and requires for you to be successful? Which one of the two is it? See, sometimes you genuinely should quit, but sometimes you want to quit because you're bored, because you're embarrassed, and worst of all, because you are impatient. So don't confuse being uncomfortable with being in the wrong place. It's you. Oh, we have another question. When coaches market the cars, money, freedom, and lifestyle, how do you separate real mentorship from simply being sold an image of success? Oh, that goes back to the 5 questions. Oh, let me read those questions to you again. The way you want to check your coach, right? We call it ETA. They got to have experience, theory, and accolades, things they could physically show you. And I'm gonna get into that part in one of my points here, in my last point. But I want to give you the questions again. Here are questions that you should ask that will separate and help you see through all that facade. Okay? Let's go to it real quick so I can go through those questions. Give me 1 second. Okay. You want to ask them, can they produce results? Is what they're telling you what they're doing? Because you can watch them. If they're your mentor and your coach, you're not just sitting down with them. You're not only following them on Facebook. And if you watch Facebook long enough, people will show you who they are. It takes you could only hold a facade but for so long. Where are my exact 5 questions over here? Okay. How many entrepreneurs? You can go by how many are helping. How many are they helping? Can they show you results? Do they have any evidence besides money? Because money doesn't always tell the story. And if you go back on the playback, I list them exactly, all 5 of them. But that question right there is going to lead me to my last point of the day. So take out your pencil and your pen. Get your notebook ready, because this is going to be my last one right here. It's going to come up with this. Are you truly coachable, or are you paying people to tell you what you already want to hear? Let me give you this point, and you'll hear it throughout this little segment that I have here. I want you to know what to quit and what to never quit. Let me bring it home with one clear distinction. Here's what you should quit. Quit the bad advice. So if your coach doesn't have ETA, experience, theory, and accolades, you got to get rid of them. It's time to find a new one. It's not you. So quit the bad advice. Quit the blaming. Quit the gurus who need you to be dependent on them. Quit the strategies that the numbers clearly tell you are not working. Quit protecting your ego. Quit pretending. Quit chasing every shiny new opportunity. Quit confusing motivation with execution. But here's what you should never quit. Never quit learning. Never quit developing yourself. Personal development, reading the books, applying what you read. Never quit taking responsibility, extreme ownership. Never quit on your values. Never quit asking better questions. Never quit evolving. Never quit because somebody laughed at you. And never quit because you're temporarily losing. It's temporary. And most of all, never quit on yourself. Your business can change. Your industry can change. Your coach, your strategy, your team can all change. Even your dream can evolve. but you got to keep evolving with it. That is so important. Stop following these coaches that are giving you false information. Stop following coaches that are not willing to evolve. Stop following coaches that are not in the trenches with you, that can tell you how things are happening today, not in their heyday. Once upon a time. What about now? Not all older strategies work in today's day and time. Are they evolving? Are they changing? Are they being coached? Are they reading? That's some of the things you have to think about. Let me slow this down because maybe I'm just going too fast and it's just not hitting. Or maybe it's hitting too close to home. Maybe you're sitting right now wondering if you should quit. Maybe you felt like that before. I'm not going to tell you, yes, you should quit, but I'm also not going to tell you that you shouldn't. I'm not going to make it that easy. I'm not going to tell you to push through. What I'm going to tell you is to elevate. Look at the numbers. Look at your own behavior. See, I thought coach was coming backstage. Look at that. He's always invited on the show. You never know if he'll pop in. I'm going to tell you to elevate. Look at your numbers. Look at your behavior. Look at your habits. Look at the people that you are listening to. Look how long you've been stuck doing the same strategy and see if that measures up to where you want to be. Look and see if you are executing, 100% being consistent. And lastly, ask yourself, am I just dabbling? Is this just a hobby? Because that's what I would tell you to measure. Are you just dabbling? Then ask yourself one real question right before you're quitting. Am I quitting because because this isn't genuinely working for me? Or am I quitting because the work turned out to be harder than I expected? Because those are two different things. Sometimes quitting isn't weakness. Sometimes quitting is wisdom. Yeah, I left other businesses. Those were wise decisions because where I'm at now, it's glorious. I love it. The dream didn't change. Everything around it did. The dream stayed alive. So don't mistake quitting with weakness. Sometimes it's wisdom. See, the maturity of an entrepreneur is that they know the difference. And on the coaching side, hear me clearly. Your mentor should eventually make you stronger without them. Here it is, Cherry. Your mentor should make you stronger without them. They shouldn't make you more dependent on them. A real mentor teaches you how to think. They tell you when you're wrong. They don't need you worshiping them. They never promise you success because that's ultimately up to you. They just teach you what success requires. There's a big difference. And then eventually, you have to make a decision yourself. They ask you questions to make you evaluate. So here it is. Here's me landing this whole thing. I want you to quit on the excuses, quit on the bad strategies, quit on listening to the wrong voices, quit protecting everything that goes with ego. Quit waiting on somebody to save your business. That's up to you. But whatever you do, don't quit becoming the better person. Don't quit becoming a better version of yourself. Don't quit on becoming the person that's actually capable of building the life that you said you were going to build. That's entrepreneurship. That's extreme ownership. And that's why you decided to become an entrepreneur. So I want to thank you guys for being here with me today and allowing me to speak to you and speak to myself. But I did want to challenge that don't quit, never quit stigma. Yeah, sometimes you do have to quit. Just don't quit on your dream and don't quit on yourself. It's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to be here with you today. Can't wait to see you on the next one. Be blessed.